Hello YouTube, welcome back to my silly survival world. Let us not pretend we know what we were up to yesterday, so let's hop right back into it. Also, I got Better Clouds, the mod Better Clouds, and I don't know, I think it does mismatch a little with the planner clouds, so that, I'll try disabling the planner. Here we go. You know, I kind of am on board. These are some really cute, silly, cartoony clouds. I know I've used this mod in the past, but it's odd. It's different for me. I've gotten so used to the shader clouds, and I've not been a big fan of the volumetric clouds because, I don't know, they're just not my thing. This, oh, they're really cute. They are. Well, down here, in the Temple of the Furnace God, we have quite a bit of work to do here, get this place lit up a little bit. I'm thinking my objective for today is to get our walls mostly taken care of, at the very least, and I would like to actually get the kelp farms in today if we can. Alright, let's start easy. We need moss, cobblestone, andesite, stone, diorite, calcite, just fill the walls in. Okay, got the wall cleared out. Start with our moss. Up into mossy cobblestone. Up into cobblestone. Up into stone. Into andesite. Into diorite, which this time around I want to make sure the diorite is a nice consistent coat across the entire thing. And I would like to finish off here with a nice coating of calcite. Alright. Just like that, we have yet another wall of the temple done. This will look a whole lot more complete with a little bit more basalt. But even without it, this is already really nice. Now, what's going to be quite a lot more work is the kelp farms, which we really already have a design for. It is going to be almost exactly the same design that we used all the way out there. If you remember down in the cake bunker, I do have a bunch of automatic sugarcane. I don't know how many viewers have been around since then. But for each farm we place, we're going to need one observer, one redstone, and one piston. Now, I intend for it to take up this entire wall, which, assuming I'm going to leave it open here. So I'll start at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is going to be 13 blocks wide, and it is going to need to go so deep because of that. Well, the height is really going to determine the depth here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we will have 4 layers, meaning at minimum 4 layers blocks going backwards. I'm thinking that I want the same pattern here where we have the stone brick. I would like that to kind of continue along this wall, but it'll be a little bit different because this is going to be a kelp farm rather than just these little waterfalls. Okay, I'm thinking we're going to be working with an area right about like so. So that, I think, is going to open up the sides quite a bit for sure. Am I sure that I don't want another portal down here? Because this is a very vibey place for it. No, but we are going to need to be pretty focused if we want to get everything down that we need today. Okay, so I did underestimate the size of the kelp farm, but I do believe that about 6.5, or wait, what? No, not 6.5. 1.5 stacks of items each should be enough to get us there. We are going to need to go to the nether to go get some quartz. And in fact, I don't believe we're doing so hot on redstone either, so we might have to go down mining for that. Okay, so checking just the hoppers on the back of the mob farm here, that has saved us a fair bit of mining for the redstone. That's not to say that we aren't going to need to mine for any of it though, and I think I want to use this cave right here today. Actually, I feel like I could use some gold for future projects, because raw gold blocks are kind of crazy. Might get a little quirky sometime as well and try and build something with lapis blocks. I am actually really enjoying the vibe of an underwater cave here. This is lovely. We even have some nice breath pockets here so that we can take a refreshing little break and get right back to gathering more. Okay, looks like we have just hit some new territory. I have a lot of lapis, which I can't really complain. It is very good for us. Not finding a whole lot of redstone, and it looks like we have just hit somebody's old path. Oh, could this be something I've done? This feels like something I've done. I think I remember this path. This is probably on a previous episode. Oh. Whoa, wait. I have never seen an oh, it isn't all that underwater. I guess my current shader settings make it kind of hard to tell. Huh. What an interesting find. Dude, I gotta make a melon farm at some point. I love melons. Have I ever said that? I don't think I've ever said that. I love melons, dude. First time I ever played Minecraft. I was probably like 8 years old or something. I was in 1.7, and my first world was in a jungle, and melons were my #1 food source. And still to this day, I love them. They're a terrible food source, but I love them. Alright, let's... Oh. Whoa, cool. I went in over there and I came out back at the mob farm. I think I did potentially... Yep, I left some redstone in there. I wouldn't be surprised if there is quite a bit of redstone of mine that is just scattered around the world because of how much I dump my stuff into random chests. I do think we are going to want to find another cave, but I need to deposit all this lapis first. I wasn't expecting so much. Okay, I think oh. Water is still quite weird. I'm going to have to figure out why at some point. Okay, strong opener as far as I'm concerned. Now let's go out and find ourselves a new cave. Ooh. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that last water cave, so I'm gonna say that we head somewhere in that lake. You know, it's kind of funny how even, like, the oceans in Minecraft are small enough to be considered real-world lakes. I think that is so goofy. I mean, I know there was a time, I don't know if it was like 1.8 or earlier than that. I feel like it was earlier that oceans were really, really massive. I mean, I'm glad they aren't, right? Realistic proportions would kind of suck. You know, I wouldn't mind getting a new set of armor and theming it around a new turtle shell helmet. I'd like to get one eventually because I really like them. Oh, wait. Mossy? Is this... Oh, okay. You know, not my intention, but this works. Alright, we are up to 3 stacks of redstone, which I would say is enough to do today's project. So I think if I end up surfacing again, we are going to accept what I have. And it looks like we have indeed surfaced. Oh, would you look at that? We are real close to Danny's home. You know, these clouds are really subtle, but I think I really like them because it gives us such a nice view of like the soulless night sky, which I am in love with. Let me tell you, this is the best sky you will find in anything Minecraft related. It is so beautiful. Oh, wait a second. I just remembered we need to go to the Nether. Okay. Oh, wow. There's like a lot of quartz actually remaining. I would have thought it would have gotten mined up by now. You know, I've seen a lot of different weird blocks used in builds. Have you ever seen a build in your life that uses nether quartz blocks? Because I can't say I have, and that's like actually really surprising because I have seen almost every ore block, I want to say, used in a build. I guess there just isn't really much of a use for white speckled deep red. It's a very niche pick, I'll say that. Hello there, little fella. Hi there. He has a whole spear in his hands. I'm kinda curious, will he fight me? Oh, wait. Why is he kinda dangerous though? Wait, baby with the spear goes crazy. Ow. wait. Wait. That I could have made a serious mistake just now. Okay, pearl away, grab blocks, build. No, wait, I'm going to be shot. This was a terrible location to come to. Across. I don't know how that helps. Oh, I'm on fire. I'm alive. Let's go to the mushroom village, actually. I was really thinking about paying a stop over there. Okay. Wow. Okay, why did I do that? Oh my god. That looks amazing. Okay. No, I think these clouds are warming up to me. I think their tones can be a little bit cool compared to the sky sometimes. I'm wondering if there aren't settings to change that. But that looks so sick, dude. That looks so sick. Is that a thumbnail? I feel like that's a thumbnail. Oh, it's really pretty. It's gorgeous, but also it has nothing to do with the video. Okay, stack and a half of observers is... Oh. Every observer took 2 redstone. Oh man, I need so much more redstone. Crap, dude. I have been running through the forest for I don't know how long. I think I've kind of gone a little ways from home, and I've not found a cave. I've just been running mindlessly, and this I don't feel like is helping me. You know what? Yeah, let's just pivot. I think we are going to head over to where the mushroom forest is, because I know there is at least one very large cave nearby it. Dude. Why does the mushroom village actually look really cool right now? Like, coming in on it from this angle, I don't know, maybe, you know, I had that episode ages ago talking about the elytra, how I don't like how it zooms out builds. Maybe I zoom my builds out too much. Maybe I've already reached that stage. Because being on the ground level, man, this is quite fun. Imagine discovering this as a traveler. That would be an experience. Right here on the other side, though, that mountain is still sick, dude. I say it every time. Really cool mountain. But there should be a very large cave system that starts here. I don't think anybody has mined this out, so it should be fresh. Oh, wait a second. This heads really directly to a deep dark if I go the wrong way at all, which I think if I go this way, I shouldn't run into it. Well, we found diamond before redstone, boys. Yippee. Oh, okay, 2 patches of redstone though. That'll do. As it turns out, just seeing this redstone, I was missing what was under my feet. Actually though, this is a goated cave. This is exactly what we've needed today, man. Okay. I think I'm about ready to get out of here. Almost 4.5 stacks of redstone in less time than it took us to gather the last batch. I do believe I have gotten lost in the process here, so I am going to need to dig myself out. Okay, finally, dude. That was a really long dig. Look at that staircase. Ugh. Okay. Now, I already have cobblestone. I know that we're going to need a bunch of wood here for the pistons, at least. Oh, right. We also are going to need iron. And now, we can make... Oh, 42. Okay, stack and a half of pistons. Finally, we've got that complete. Now, with pistons, observers, we have the redstone, exactly a stack and a half left in my inventory. That was not planned. I think we're actually good. I'm thinking through it. I think by all measure, we are actually ready to put down our kelp farms, and I think I know exactly how I want to place them. Okay, so hopefully we still have gravel around. Do we? Man, okay, fine. Forget the gravel for the time being. We can just use, let's use cobblestone. Why not? So this is going to be an 8-block tall area, which means that we can only fit 2 2/3, except that I intend to dig 1 block down before we start the kelp farm, which should, in my mind, put it on level with this water pool. Yeah, so that is absolutely perfect. So I'm thinking on this block right here is where we are going to grow our first line of kelp. Now, the next block above it should just be smooth stone. And on top of the smooth stone, we are going to have a layer of pistons that will break off the kelp once it grows tall enough. Here in the back behind the pistons, we need one block of cobblestone or any block. Take a line of redstone dust, place it behind that. Over top the line of redstone dust, a block back, or I guess above it. And then in front of that line, one line of observers. Okay, the observers need to face the other way. I have done this inconvenient. I guess we've removed this line of blocks. Okay, line of observers to watch the kelp grow. Line of blocks in the back to break off the kelp once it gets tall enough. And I believe that right there is already a functional kelp farm. And this bottom row of blocks is probably going to be replaced with hoppers that we will then flow into an automatic machine, a little design that I've already found that will convert our kelp into dried kelp blocks. So all that's left for me here is to actually get to building this thing, which I suppose we shall do over time lapse. So I will see you on the other side. Okay, alright, you're seeing what I'm seeing. The waterfall effect from particular, I believe, is not doing it. Okay, there we go. Now we can actually see what's going on. And wow, does it not look good at all. This is very inconsistent and horrible. Not to mention, I built this too far forward. Like, definitely too far forward, because the way it is now, it's going to throw the items out onto the ground here, which is not what I want at all. I don't want to rebuild this, man. I think we will have to tear it down and move it back, but I, frankly, am kind of running out of time for today, unfortunately. It took us so long to find redstone. Okay, before we end off today's episode, we have 2 new additions to the garden, and I've hung them on the tree. So welcome, Just Olega, and welcome, Emir's Creed. If you would like your name added to the garden in a future episode, I had everybody's ever commented on any video in the series, so do that. As for the rest of you, thank you all so much for watching, but for the time being, I will be seeing you there tomorrow. Bye-bye.